Pain is the starting line, not the finish line. Most people treat pain like it's the end of their journey. They feel it, and instantly they start creating excuses. They start telling themselves stories about why they can't move forward, why life is unfair, why they should stop. That's exactly where the real test begins. Pain is not a signal to quit. It's proof that you're finally doing something that matters when your body aches, when your mind screams at you to stop, when life throws its hardest punches. That's the moment you're standing at the gates of transformation. Everyone wants success, power and freedom, but very few are willing to endure the fire it takes to get there. The fire is pain, and only those who step into it and keep walking come out forged into something unbreakable. Think about it. Every single person you admire, every champion, every leader, every warrior was built through pain. Nobody was sculpted in luxury. Diamonds aren't formed in comfort. They're formed under pressure, heat, and crushing force. And you're no different. The pain you feel right now is the exact pressure that can turn you into something unstoppable if you stop running from it. The problem is most people never stay long enough in the fire. The second it burns, they retreat. They go back to their soft routines, back to their excuses, back to their weak habits. And then they wonder why they never rise, why life keeps them average, why they never feel alive. The truth is they quit at the starting line. Pain is life's way of checking if you're serious. Anybody can dream, anybody can talk, anybody can post about their goals, but the one who keeps moving forward while their muscles tear, while their heart breaks, while everything in them screams, stop, that's the one who deserves the reward. Life isn't testing your words, it's testing your resilience. Pain is the price of entry. Without it, you don't qualify for greatness. Without it, you're just another spectator clapping for the ones who dared to keep going. You have to change the way you see pain. Instead of seeing it as suffering, see it as a signal. It's not here to destroy you. It's here to shape you. Every rep that burns, every failure that cuts deep, every betrayal, every loss, every sleepless night, it's all sharpening you, carving away the weakness, exposing the strength buried inside. If you avoid it, you avoid your own potential. If you embrace it, you unlock a version of yourself that doesn't break. The truth is, you're stronger than you think. Your mind will always quit before your body does. The pain is just your brain trying to protect you from growth. But if you push past it, you realize there's another level inside you, a level you didn't know existed. That's why pain is the starting line. It reveals the doorway to that next level. And once you step through it, you'll look back and laugh at the moments you thought you couldn't survive. So stop treating pain like it's punishment. It's the universe saying, do you want it badly enough? Prove it. And the only proof is persistence. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the most talented. You just have to be the one who refuses to quit when it hurts. That's how pain becomes power. That's how you rise relentless. Weakness is a choice, strength is a decision. Everyone in this world suffers. Rich, poor, strong, weak. It doesn't matter who you are. Life will deliver pain to your doorstep. But here's the difference. Some people allow that pain to chain them down, while others grab it, twist it, and turn it into fuel. Weakness doesn't come from pain itself. Weakness comes from the excuses you build around pain. When life hits you, you either collapse or you stand up. And standing up isn't about being born stronger or luckier. It's about choosing strength when weakness feels easier. The truth is, weakness is the natural state. Comfort is everywhere, and it's easy to sink into it. It's easy to complain, easy to escape into distractions, easy to blame the world for your struggles. but that's what everyone does. That's the path of mediocrity. Strength is rare because strength is a choice made every single day, every single hour. When you wake up tired, when your body aches, when your dreams feel distant, you have two options, surrender or push. Weakness is surrender. Strength is pushing forward no matter what. People love to talk about genetics, luck, opportunities, and privilege, but let's cut the nonsense. The strongest people in the world are not the ones born with perfect circumstances. They're the ones who decided not to let circumstances define them. They looked at their pain, their failures, their rejections, and instead of crying about it, they used it. They said, I'll take this suffering and build myself into something greater than it. That's the decision of strength. Think about it. The weakness requires nothing. You just sit, complain, and wait for life to hand you something. But strength requires action. It requires walking into the storm when everyone else is running away. It requires telling yourself, I will not be broken, when everything inside you is begging to give up. That's why strength is so respected. Because it's rare, because it's earned, because it's a choice most people are too soft to make. And here's the harsh truth. Nobody cares about your weakness. The world won't stop spinning because you're tired, hurt, or sad. People might feel sorry for you for a moment, but eventually they'll move on with their lives. Your excuses die with you, but your strength, your decisions, your legacy, that's what lives on. If you choose weakness, you disappear unnoticed. If you choose strength, you carve your name into the world. Pain will always tempt you to quit. It will whisper that you can't take it anymore, that it's too heavy, that it's not worth it. Weakness listens. Strength ignores. Strength is looking that pain in the eye and saying, you don't control me. I control you. That's when pain transforms into power. That's when suffering stops being a burden and starts being a weapon. So understand this clearly. Every time you feel pain, you're standing at a crossroads. One road is weakness, easy, comfortable, full of excuses, leading nowhere. The other road is strength, brutal, demanding, but it leads to greatness. You are not a victim of pain. You are the decider. Weakness is a choice. Strength is a decision. And if you truly want to rise relentless, then you already know which choice you must make. Comfort is the true enemy. People think the enemy is failure or rejection or even pain, but they're wrong. The real killer of dreams is comfort. It's the soft bed that keeps you sleeping when you should be grinding. It's the warm excuses you wrap yourself in when the cold reality of hard work knocks at your door. Comfort is seductive because it feels good in the moment, but it slowly robs you of your edge, your hunger, and your will to fight. It doesn't break you instantly. It weakens you silently, day after day, until one day you wake up realizing you've wasted years and built nothing. The truth is, comfort is a trap. It convinces you that you're fine as you are, that there's no need to push harder, no need to sacrifice, no need to demand more of yourself. But deep down, you know it's a lie. You know that greatness never came from comfort zones. No warrior was ever born sitting on a couch. No empire was ever built by someone who chose the easy path. Every success story is written in sweat, blood, and relentless effort. Comfort will never give you that. It only gives you regret. Look around at people stuck in average lives, and you'll notice the same pattern. They avoided discomfort. They avoided the gym because it hurt. They avoided the hustle because it was tiring. They avoided the risks because they were scary. They traded short-term comfort for long-term misery. And that's the trade most people make every single day without even realizing it. They think they're safe, but really, they're just slowly dying without a fight. Pain sharpens you, struggle builds you, and discomfort forces you to grow. That's why comfort is the enemy. Denies you that growth. It lulls you into stagnation. And stagnation is death for the human spirit. You're not meant to sit still. You're meant to conquer. You're meant to expand your limits, to rise above mediocrity, to keep evolving. And the only way to do that is by chasing discomfort, by walking into the fire when others run, by choosing the hard road on purpose. The greatest victories of your life will come from the moments you resisted comfort and chose discipline. Every time you pushed through exhaustion, every time you worked while others slept, every time you embraced the grind instead of the excuse, that's when you built your power. That's when you separated yourself from the masses. That's when you proved you were willing to pay the price that comfort addicts will never pay. The world doesn't reward comfort seekers. It rewards warriors. It rewards those who endure, who bleed, who sacrifice. So you must decide. Do you want to live easy now and suffer forever, or suffer now and live powerful forever? That choice comes every single day. When the alarm rings, when the temptation calls, when the pain shows up, you either bow to comfort or you rise relentless. And if you truly want power, you already know which side of the battle you must stand on. The world respects results, not excuses. Nobody out there cares about the story you tell yourself. When you fail, nobody claps for your reasons why you didn't make it. And nobody is handing out medals for almost trying. Life is brutally honest. You either produce or you don't. And the moment you accept this truth, you'll stop wasting energy justifying your failures and start channeling that energy into creating results. Excuses might comfort you in the short term, but they destroy you in the long term because they give you a false sense of peace while your dreams rot in silence. Think about it. When you succeed, people line up to hear your story, to shake your hand, to admire your discipline. They respect your results because results are undeniable. But when you fail, when you fold under pressure, when you hide behind excuses, nobody wants to hear about it. Excuses are invisible currency. They don't buy you freedom. They don't buy you respect, and they don't buy you success. They only buy you pity, and pity is worthless. To get out, you can sit around blaming your circumstances, your past, your environment, even other people. But at the end of the day, none of that changes the scoreboard. Nobody asks how hard it was. They only look at whether you did it or not. That's the reality the weak run from and the strong embrace. Winners understand that excuses don't pay bills, that don't build legacies, and don't inspire anyone. The world is moved by results, not by sob stories. Every time you make an excuse, you give away your power. You're basically saying something outside of me is stronger than me. That mindset is poison. The truth is, everything can be stacked against you, and you can still win if you decide to. People with less than you have achieved more than you. People with more pain than you have gone further than you. What separates them isn't luck, it's the refusal to let excuses run their lives. They let their actions speak, not their complaints. Results demand sacrifice. Results demand that you wake up when it's uncomfortable, that you keep going when it hurts, that you execute when you feel like quitting. Excuses demand nothing, and they give nothing in return. That's why average people cling to excuses. They're easy. But easy never leads to respect. Easy never builds empires. Easy never forges greatness. The world doesn't remember the man who almost did it. It remembers the man who did. If you want respect, if you want power, if you want freedom, stop talking and start producing. Show the world something they can't ignore, because when you have results, you don't need to explain yourself. Success silences doubt. Success crushes excuses. Success proves everything. And until you reach that point, your words mean nothing. Results are the only language the world listens to. So stop wasting time justifying your pain and start turning that pain into undeniable proof. Rise relentless, deliver results, and make sure the world has no choice but to respect you. Relentless means no breaks, no retreat. Most people love the idea of winning until it demands more than they thought they could give. They'll start strong, full of energy, full of hype, but the moment it gets uncomfortable, the moment it stretches beyond their limit, they step back, they take a break, they convince themselves they'll come back later. But the truth is, breaks turn into quitting, and retreat turns into regret. If you're serious about greatness, you don't step back, you dig deeper. Relentless means there is no backup plan, no safety net, no surrender. It's forward or nothing. Winners aren't the smartest. They aren't always the most talented. They're simply the ones who refuse to stop. They get knocked down, they bleed, they fail, they suffer, but they don't retreat. They don't take the easy exit when the grind becomes unbearable. Relentless means you're the type of person who will crawl on broken glass if you have to, just to keep moving toward your goal. You don't pause when life gets hard, you accelerate. Understand this: discipline beats motivation every time. Motivation fades, energy fades, inspiration fades, but relentlessness doesn't care. The relentlessness is when you show up whether you feel like it or not. It's when you work at 4 a.m. while others are sleeping, when you keep pushing reps while your body screams, when you keep chasing your vision, even when nobody believes in you. That's the difference between those who win and those who almost win. When you retreat, you send a message to yourself that quitting is an option. That weakness becomes a habit, then soon every obstacle looks like a wall instead of a hurdle. But when you refuse to retreat, when you decide that quitting simply doesn't exist in your vocabulary, you create a different kind of power. You create a mind that cannot be broken. The body will follow where the mind leads, and a mind that never retreats will always find a way forward. The world doesn't respect the ones who tried for a while and then gave up. It respects the ones who kept going when it looked impossible. Think of every champion, of every legend. They had moments where giving up would have been the easier choice, but they didn't take it. That's why we admire them. That's why their names live forever, because they stayed relentless when everyone else would have surrendered. No breaks doesn't mean you don't rest your body. It means you don't rest your will. You recover physically, but your fire stays burning. No retreat means you're not negotiating with your dreams. You're not giving yourself an exit door. You're locked in, committed, and unstoppable. That's what it takes to rise relentless. That's what it takes to win. Because in the end, the prize always belongs to the one who refused to stop moving forward.